Good evening, everyone. How are y'all doing? My name is 12 Gauge and my camera is all jacked up. Thank y'all for being here. I don't know what I did, but it's all messed up. Anyways, thank you all for being here. My name is 12 Gauge and this is my channel, 12 Gauge Investigative. Tonight I have a special guest, warning label herself. Jeff couldn't make it tonight. He's doing the family thing. Sometimes that's more important than YouTube. I don't blame him. Sometimes you just got to take care of business. Well, without further ado, I'm going to bring up the warning label and let her speak her piece. Where is she? There she is.
Well, hello.
Hi, I'm messing up my whole camera view. I looked at it, it was like all to the left. I was like,
I
what?
saw that.
I was like, whoa, come on, 12. So, what's going on, Nina?
Nothing much. Ready to go over this PowerPoint.
All right. Yeah, we're going to go over the PowerPoint and then we're going to have a little bit of deep dive into the Arctic fox situation because I was able to retrieve a video of it and it's about 30 minutes long. So we'll be able to do some commentary on that. Um, like we always
That
say,
that's heartbreaking
yeah,
and
it was.
disgusting.
It was, even though I don't know him like that, you were a little closer to him than I was,
Right.
but we can't have, a person who blatantly gets caught like that on camera without deny, they can't deny what they were saying or what they meant. You can say one or two things. I meant this, but you said this and you did that. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Right. No, I mean, I have to admit, I mean, last night when it got brought up, I was sort of standoffish from it because I had not seen it for myself.
Right.
I mean, I wanted to see if there's benefit of the doubt, if it was misconstrued, if it was, something that was taken out of context, and I think I ended up watching maybe 15 minutes and I was like, wow, there's no getting around this.
It's hard to watch. It really is. I mean, because you're thinking the whole time, bro, you're a true crime creator. Like you've done this for a long time. You've helped other creators look for missing kids. You've
I
been
started to
on.
say, let's correct that. True crime creator, no, he hid behind missing children.
Okay, well, we'll let you. We'll get on that as soon as we get to the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint is it's about the ID4 case, and obviously this is the continuum and the finale of the blood evidence that I was presenting the last two nights that we talked about. So
That's an excellent PowerPoint.
I'll read some, and then you can read some, Nina, and we'll have our own view about what it says. I was like, how do I? Okay, there it is. Can you see that?
Well,
You're
hell no.
echoing. You're echoing.
Oh, am I echoing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, go ahead and read that while I pull it up on my end over here.
Okay. Am I still echoing?
Not as bad. You're good.
Okay. Movement between floors. Another question people ask is, how could the killer go upstairs and downstairs without spreading blood everywhere? There are several possible explanations. First, if the attacker struck victims quickly while they were lying down, most of the blood would remain in the bedding area. Second, the killer may not have stepped directly into blood pools. Third, the killer could have wiped or adjusted the weapon or hands during the movement. And finally, the killer's clothing could have absorbed some of the blood, preventing immediate dripping. These factors together can dramatically reduce visible blood transfer.
So what do you think about that?
I agree with all of it, and you got to think about with Maddie and Kaylee, they did not even have blood on their feet. So that's how we know that they were in the bed because there was no blood on their feet.
Okay.
And so, and with them being in the bed, I think we talked about this last night that the mattress, the sheets, the pillows, and all that, even if it didn't absorb it and went straight through, it would be under the bed where you wouldn't see it
Okay.
because all
Yeah,
the other is going to be on the walls.
exactly. And this says why there may still have been blood. We haven't seen one important point. It just because the public hasn't seen reports of blood trails doesn't mean they didn't exist.
Right.
Crime scene investigations or investigators often recover faint footprints, diluted transfer patterns, microscopic droplets. These details are rarely released publicly during an active prosecution, which means some forensic evidence may still be sealed. What do you think about that?
See, I've wondered about is there any, I mean, I'm sure there is because there's too many court documents that are still sealed. So, I mean, I know we're not just talking court documents, but if the court documents are sealed, wouldn't you expect the investigation part of the documents to be sealed that's pertaining to some of that?
You would think so. Child abduction, Austin, Texas. That is an Amber Alert. Do you get those?
Um, I haven't for Texas.
Okay. Good point. Good point. You got me. Go ahead and read the next slide, Nina.
Okay. While there still may have been blood, we haven't seen one important point.
Now
Just
go to
oh,
the next one.
go to the next one. That's what's on my
Hold
screen.
on. Hold on.
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay.
Sorry.
You go to the next one.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Now that
go
we
ahead.
understand how blood behaves in stabbing attacks, we can go deeper. Let's reconstruct the likely minute by minute movement inside the house. This reconstruction combines the timeline from the probable cause affidavit, digital evidence like phone activity, security cameras, and what we know about the victims' locations. What we're about to walk through likely happened in roughly 8 to 12 minutes. Four victims, two floors, one knife, and a killer moving quickly. 3:59 to 4 a.m. DoorDash delivery. DoorDash food arrives for Xana Kernodle. This is critical. It tells investigators Xana is awake. She either retrieves the order immediately or shortly after. This means when the killer enters the house, someone downstairs is active and moving.
So why is that important?
Because, well, I don't really know. I mean,
This is a
because,
crucial. This is a crucial piece of evidence right here. This is
right,
important because it starts the timeline of there's still somebody awake, right? There's still
right.
somebody alive in the house at that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So
And
that
plus, it gives proof of life for Xana.
right. So they're able to see was Anna still alive from 3:59 to 4 o'clock? When
Right.
was her actual time of death? You know, and
Yeah, and
it tells
a lot of people are like, come on, Gage, have you ever heard of, like, usually the murder happened between 6 p.m. and midnight? You know, this is like 4 a.m. to 4:25. And people
Right.
want to say they got the timeline wrong. It was at 4:20, not 4:25. Bitch, please, you're going to complain over 5 minutes. Some of them get 3, 4 hours.
Right. Well, let's move on. It says 4:04 to 4:05 a.m. There's an entry into the house. The killer enters through the sliding door inside the house. The kitchen directly ahead, the living room area, hallway leading towards Xana's bedroom, the stairs going up to the third floor. At this moment, the killer likely moves straight upstairs. Why go upstairs first? Everybody asks that. Because if the target's on the third floor, the attacker would want to eliminate those victims before anyone downstairs becomes aware. Does that not make sense?
Yes.
Because if you start downstairs, let's say they do start screaming, or there is a loud noise, there's stuff being knocked over, whatever. Everybody above you is going to wake up to go look what it is.
Right.
It's actually, I mean, it's actually a good plan, you know? 405 to 407, third floor, Madison and Kaylee upstairs. Both are believed to be in the same bed. The killer enters the bedroom. The attack begins. The first victim may have been asleep. The second likely wakes during the attack. This is probably where the struggle occurs that results in the knife sheath being left behind. During the first moments of a stabbing attack, blood transfer is usually localized to the bedding. That's what you said. The
Right.
victims are horizontal. Blood flows downward into the mattress and the blankets, not across the floor. Let me read that again. The victims are horizontal. That's up and down, right?
Yes.
Blood flows downward into the mattress and the blankets, not across the floor.
Yeah,
What do you
because
think?
all the blood splatters are going to be on the wall.
Right.
If some got on the floor, it may have just been, droplets.
Well, let's talk about the estimated time in the room.
Okay. Estimated time in the room 1 to 2 minutes. Knife attack 1 to 2 knife attacks are extremely fast. Multiple fatal wounds can occur in seconds. 4:07 to 4:09 a.m. Killer leaves third floor. The killer exits the bedroom, moves back towards the stairs. At this moment, several things are likely true. Blood is still soaking into the bedding. Large pooling is not yet formed. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. The attacker may have blood on his hands or clothing, but not yet dripping heavily. And here's the thing about it. I want to stop right there for a minute, if that's okay. Is how much of that blood would have actually have gotten on his clothing with them laying down? I mean, I know he's got some on him, but I don't think he was saturated. Now, he probably had more on him leaving from Xana because they were upright fighting. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And what does
But,
gravity do? It pulls everything downward, right? So if they
right.
were
And the thing
laying down,
about it is the only way the blood is going to like shoot like that is if the heart's beating.
or if you're taking it out and there's some on a knife and it spatters on the wall.
Yeah, but I'm talking about getting it on his clothing.
Well, yeah. If there's a
Because
heartbeat, if there's a heartbeat, of course it's gonna
right, but I
show up.
mean, if you slit their throat and you get that jugular and everything, they're out within seconds, so that heartbeat's gone, so that blood is going to pool instead of shoot out, or that's the way
Well,
I understand it.
I had my ear ripped off, this part right here,
Right,
and every time my heart would beat, blood would shoot out. So
right,
I'd put my finger over it, right, to kind of keep from bleeding out. It kind of helped, but it
right.
wasn't a continuous stream of
Yeah,
like people think, because your heart beats and contracts. So it's not a constant stream of blood. So when people are talking about this blood, being all over the floor and spraying on the walls and everything else. How is that possible if this knife attack happened so quickly? He killed these people within a couple minutes' time. And
Right.
maybe they weren't dead by the time he left the room. Nobody ever talked about that. They assumed that he sat there and killed them until he saw that they were dead. He took their pulse and said, "Oh, they're dead." No,
Well,
they
now
could have
I
still been
think
alive.
now is this something I heard or something that was in the documents that some of them were post mortem?
I could have been in the documents. That sounds like something that would have been in the document.
Okay,
Keep
that some of
reading
the
this.
wounds, huh?
That means that they were dead and he
Yeah,
continued to stab them.
right,
The experimentation part, yeah.
right. Let's see, 409 to 410, encounter with Xana. Now things change. Xana is awake.
Okay.
And bless that
Move
baby's
on.
heart.
Let's move on to the next one. It says evidence in the affidavit showed that she was on TikTok at approximately 4:12 a.m., meaning she was active around this time. As the killer comes down the stairs, he may encounter Xana either in the hallway, near the kitchen, or returning to her room with the DoorDash. This is likely when the statement heard by the surviving roommate occurs. Someone's here. 4:10 to 4:12 a.m. Xana's bedroom. Confrontation. Xana retreat toward her room. Inside the room is Ethan Chapin. Ethan may be asleep, partially awake, attempting to intervene. Investigators believe the struggle here was more chaotic than upstairs. Security camera audio reportedly captures. Go ahead.
Okay, whimpering, a thud, a dog barking. Estimated time in Xana's room 2 to 3 minutes. Wow. Longer than upstairs because Xana was awake. Movement likely occurred. Ethan may have attempted to intervene. Why blood still why blood still didn't spread everywhere? Again, several forensic realities apply. Number one, the attacks occurred mostly in the bedrooms. Blood stays localized. Bedding absorbs large volumes. Mattresses can absorb liters of blood. Liters. I mean, we're talking, you know, a 1 liter bottle of Coke. I mean, um, the killer leaves quickly. Blood pooling occurs after circulation stops. Clothing absorbs transfer. Dark clothing worn by attacker could absorb blood without immediately dripping.
You know,
And see, that's what I said last night. If he was dressed in all black, and it's dark and you see him, you're not going to see the blood.
you know
She
our
can't say if he was covered in blood or not because it wouldn't have shown up.
right. You know our lungs are like sponges.
Oh,
So
yeah.
think of the blood that was going into the lung areas. People think that the
Well,
lungs would have been expelling the blood. It would have been soaking into the blood. So people were asphyxiating with their own blood.
yeah, they said that what's that word? Sanguinated? It's some big word. But like you said, they drown in their own blood.
Well, I mean, think about that. If you're stabbed in the chest and the blood going inward into your body is going to soak into your lungs because your lungs are like a sponge.
Oh yeah, I mean, and the lungs are going to fill. Yeah. I mean, that's the reason. I know two of them. It was said that two of them died, that they drowned in their own blood.
4:12 to 4:17 a.m. The killer exits. At this point, the surviving roommate, Dylan Mortensen, opens her door. She sees a masked man walking toward the sliding door. This indicates the killer is already leaving immediately after the Xana attack, not searching the house, not going downstairs, just exiting at 4:17 a.m. Audio captured a nearby security camera. It captures, it captures whimpering, a loud thud, and dog barking. This may correspond with the final moments of the attack in Xana's room.
418 to 420. Escape. The suspect's exits through the sliding door, runs back towards the parking area. Vehicle leaves the neighborhood. Total time inside the house, approximately 8 to 12 minutes. Why the killer may not have been covered in blood. When we combine everything we know, several factors explain it. Localized attack, localized attacks in beds, fabric absorption, fast timeline, immediate exit. Most blood loss occurs after the killer leaves, which means the crime scene can become far more gruesome minutes later after gravity begins to pooling blood. Now, I have never seen this in real life, but I want you to think about this because I know we all watch movies and stuff like that, and with watching true crime. If you think about it, when they fall to the floor, the blood slowly comes out from under them. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't just like shoot out there and spray the whole room. It like pools out from under their body. You know what I'm saying? So if he had already left before all that started, there wouldn't be any bloody footprints.
Of course not. How
And I
blood
mean,
trans
we saw under Xana's bed. We know we know exactly where Ethan's blood went.
Well, even that partial photo of her that wasn't redacted, you
Yes, did
didn't
you
see
her
all that blood
face?
on her.
Yeah,
How much
I
more
mean her.
blood do you
Yeah,
want to? How much more blood do you want to see on a person before you believe it's real? Do you
right,
want it to be like Carrie, where it's like a waterfall falling all over them? It's ridiculous. It's not a movie.
right,
How blood transfer happens. When someone commits multiple stabbings in sequence, that's what happened in this crime, three types of blood evidence can occur. One, the primary blood. This is the blood that comes directly from the victim's wounds. For example, if someone is stabbed while laying in bed, most of the blood near the body will be that victim's own blood. This forms the main pool and saturation in the bedding or the clothing. Number two, the transfer blood. Transfer occurs when blood already on a surface is moved to another location. This can happen if the killer's hands already had blood on them. The weapon has blood from a previous victim. Clothing touches another person. Example, if the attacker stabbed someone upstairs and then went downstairs, blood on the knife or hands could transfer to the next victim. This means investigators may find mixed DNA profiles in some of the stains.
right.
So let me ask you a question before we go on. Are people saying that there was no blood mixture? That was weird. Is that what the
Okay, from the way that I'm understanding everything, is there's no Xana blood outside Xana's bedroom. None.
she was the last one killed?
Yeah, okay, but I mean, like, I guess they're saying that she wasn't running through the house, she wasn't upstairs, she wasn't, okay, that's fine. Um, so there's no Xana blood anywhere. And
Okay.
then there's only like 3 or 4 spots there at the stairwell and everything that I think Ethan's mixed with Kaylee, and then Maddie and Kaylee are mixed. Xana is not mixed with anybody, not even Ethan that I know of. But Xana was the only one that was fighting. You know what I'm saying?
She was the last one killed.
Right.
Do you not believe that the killer could have wiped the blade off in between?
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean,
because
you got to
the
consider.
wetter the blade gets, the slipperier it is when you stab somebody. To
Well, you
grip
got to
the knife.
consider too that if he's stabbing, okay, we know for a fact that in one of the pictures of the bed that Ethan was on, there are slash marks in the mattress.
And on the walls.
And yeah, but what I'm saying is if that knife is going into the mattress or into comforters or covers or anything, it's getting wiped clean.
Of course, of course. But that's logical, right?
Right.
We have to make it unlogical in order to understand it and ask questions. Well, if it's logical, just like you said, he was kneeling on the bed. You never thought of that. But when you look at that photo, you really see what looks like somebody has been kneeling on that comforter.
Exactly. And I mean that's something that, I would have never have thought about. But once I saw that, I couldn't get it out of my mind. And now when I look at that picture, I can see a knee there.
Right. So which one are you on? Are you on cast off blood?
Let's see. The killer's hands are already on the blood of them. That means
Did you just
investigate.
read that
Okay,
one?
you just read that one
Right.
because the last sentence is that means investigators may find mixed DNA profiles.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, right here.
The next-
Cast off blood. Cast off occurs when a weapon swings and throws droplets outward. Each swing of a knife can send tiny droplets, flying. Those droplets can land on walls, ceilings, clothing, and other victims. In multi victim attacks, cast off can contain blood from more than one victim. How blood could mix in a multi victim scene. Let's walk through a simplified example similar to what investigators analyze. Imagine this sequence. Victims on the third floor are attacked first. Blood gets on the knife, the attacker's hands, possibly clothing. Then the attacker moves downstairs. When the attacker strikes the next victim, several things could happen. The blade entering the new victim will still carry trace blood from the previous victim. That means the wounds or clothing of the next victim could contain two different DNA sources.
And I did a live one time very early on when I started my channel, and they were talking about 80% of stabbings are not what you believe they are. They're
Right,
they're straightforward like this. They're
right,
not the ice pick that we envision in the horror movies. 80% are stabbings like this,
right.
or slicing. They're
Yeah,
not overhead ice pick. So that would explain why most of the blood that was on the walls was almost at a base level. It wasn't on the ceiling as much because he was not doing this most of the time. We didn't see a lot
exactly.
on the ceiling. We saw it right next to the victim, like where he's stabbing straight ahead.
Right.
Let's go to the next one. Let's see. What forensic labs look for? Crime labs analyze blood stains to determine whose blood is present, whether multiple victim blood is mixed, whether the killer DNA is present. This is done through DNA profiling of blood stains. Investigators can sometimes determine which victim bled first. Did you see that? Which victim
Yeah,
bled first, which stains were transferred later, which blood was deposited during the attack. Could the last victim have multiple people's blood? Yes. If the killer attacked multiple people in sequence, the final victim might have their own blood, transferred blood from earlier victims, possible transfer from the killer's clothing or their hands. This kind of mixed evidence is common in multi-victim knife crimes.
right.
I've also heard that, you can't determine a person's blood. You can't determine whose blood is who until you get the DNA from the blood.
Right.
Like, they couldn't said, well, this is Ethan's blood, this is Dana's blood, this is
No, not until they
Oberger's
break
blood.
it down.
Right. But people are assuming that they know what blood stain that is. whose blood that or whose blood that could have been. Nobody knows
Right.
that. I don't know that. You don't know that. How could anybody know that other than the person who was in the house that night?
Right.
And you notice we're not
Well,
saying,
now in the forensics, it breaks it down to like one of them that's Kaylee and Maddie. It's like 70% Kaylee, 30% Maddie.
okay,
But the investigators wouldn't know that. The police wouldn't know that. Nobody would know that until they break it down into the DNA.
go ahead and read the next one.
Okay. However, mixing doesn't necessarily mean the victims were attacked in the same room. Blood transfer can occur simply from the weapon, hands, clothing, brief physical contact. Even a tiny drop on a blade can transfer DNA. Notice that. DNA, not blood. I mean, I know the blood has DNA, but you know what I'm saying. I
Right.
mean, it didn't, why this matters. When investigators process a scene like this, they map blood pools, droplets, transfer patterns, DNA mixtures. This allows them to reconstruct the order of events. Those results are often not released publicly before trial because they become powerful courtroom evidence.
Okay, so how could we know, based on everything we've been shown now that the gag order has been lifted, all the evidence that's been released, how could anybody know? I know there's smart people in this world, okay? I know there is.
Yeah.
There's people that can put puzzle pieces together. I get that. But do we really know that this is how it went down? I mean, nobody knows. But the
No.
killer,
Right.
the killer is the only one that knows from beginning to end
Well,
what happened.
really, if you think about it, a murder trial is the prosecutor telling their story,
Yeah,
the defense telling their story, and which one does the jury believe the most?
without
You
a
know,
reasonable doubt. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, because like you said, the only people that really know 100% are dead, and the other one's not talking.
right. You know, it says
I
one
mean,
question investigators always ask when reconstructing a homicide is simple. Where did the offender go first? And that's what we heard in this crime scene. Who was attacked first? Who was the first victim attacked? There was a whole slew of debate whether it was Kaylee, whether it was Maddie, because the first location in a crime scene often explains everything that happened afterwards. In the Idaho 4 case, there are strong investigative reasons to believe the killer moved upstairs first before going to Xana's room. And that order helps explain both the timeline and the blood evidence. Did you hear that? The
yes.
timeline and the blood evidence. This probably would have been something that would have been very heavily battled in the trial. The
Oh, yeah.
timeline and the blood evidence, because there were experts prepared to testify on the blood evidence, was there not?
Yes.
Reason number one, target priority. Many behavioral analysts believe the attacker's primary focus may have been on the third floor. We all agree with that. The floor contained the bedroom where Maddie and Kaylee were sleeping. If a killer enters the house with a specific target upstairs, the logical move is to eliminate the target first. Why? Because leaving them alive while attacking downstairs risks noise traveling upwards, someone waking up, someone calling the police. So moving upstairs first reduces the chance of interruption. Reason number two, speed and control. Did you just hear me? Speed and control.
Right.
No way one person could have done this with speed and control. Knife attacks rely heavily on speed and surprise. These women were ambushed upstairs. When victims are sleeping, the attacker has a major advantage. If the killer went upstairs first, the victims were likely lying down, partially asleep, not expecting the attack. That allowed the attacker to complete the first assault very quickly. Investigators often see fatal knife attacks occur in less than 30 seconds once the assault begins. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I heard in that other video that I did, um, it's 5 stabs per second.
Well, I
You
mean,
can,
you sit
you,
there, just do the stabbing, just the stabbing motion for 1 minute. I mean, 1 minute is like a lifetime.
yeah. But that says fatal knife attack can occur in less than 30 seconds once the assault begins. So to say that one person couldn't have done this, that's people's assumption because they want to prove that there's other people involved. Well, I can understand that theory. I thought that first at the beginning myself. I was on board with that. I really was. That was one of my theories. But how do you interject the PCA? How do you interject the blood evidence? How do you interject all the evidence that doesn't point to another person? Is there anybody else's DNA? You're echoing.
Oh, am I echoing again?
Yeah.
Am I still?
Um.
Hello,
No.
hello?
No.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to talk
Uh,
about the ninth piece.
okay. One of the most important pieces of evidence mentioned in the affidavit is the knife sheath recovered near Madison. The location suggests the weapon was drawn or handed or oh, the weapon
Handle.
was drawn or handled inside the room. If the sheath was dropped there, it strongly supports the idea that the attacker had already begun the assault upstairs. I agree with that. That's one of the things after I got thinking about it because I kept thinking that, Xana was attacked first. And then I thought, no, he would have dropped the knife sheath there, if it had been Xana. So now here's where things get interesting from from forensic standpoint. If the killer attacked the third floor first, several things would happen. Blood on the weapon. The knife would likely have traced blood from the first victims. Blood on the attacker. Hands or clothing may have localized blood transfer. But remember something important. At the very early stage of a stabbing attack, blood often remains in the bedding, inside clothing, absorbed by mattresses, meaning the attacker may not be heavily soaked in blood moving downstairs. After leaving the third floor bedroom, the attacker moves down the stairs towards the kitchen area. At this moment, the attacker may have blood on his hands, blood on the knife, limited transfer on clothing, but large blood pooling upstairs likely has not yet fully developed. That pooling often occurs minutes later as gravity pulls the blood downward.
Can you explain what blood pooling is?
That's that pool that I was talking about. Well, the perfect example for the people that have seen underneath Xana's bed, that's blood pooling. I mean, you can see the definite blood pooling underneath her bed, you know,
Well, that
and
means
it's
that
that
all the blood, once it either left the person's cuts or or wounds and headed downward, whether on the wall, whether in the bedding, and eventually pulled under the bed or around the victim. Because you don't
right.
know when we saw those mattresses loaded up, it looked like it was so saturated with blood you could almost see the outlines
Yeah,
who
yeah,
was laying in the mattress. Did it not look like that?
yes, yes, it did.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Sounds great, Jeff. Glad you're here. Entering Xana's room. Now the attacker encounters Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin. Xana had reportedly received food shortly before the attack window, meaning she may have been awake and moving around. This creates a very different type of encounter than the upstairs attack. Instead of a surprise and a sleeping victim, the attacker may now be facing someone alert and reacting. That could explain why the struggle downstairs appears to have produced audible noises, a thud heard on a nearby camera audio, whimpering captured on surveillance, and blood transfer to the final victim. Because the attacker had already committed an assault upstairs, the weapon may have carried trace blood from those earlier victims. That means the final victim attacked could theoretically have their own blood, trace blood transferred from earlier victims. Forensic labs can sometimes identify this through DNA mixtures and blood stains. This making sense?
Yes.
Go ahead, you're up.
People imagine a killer walking through hallways dripping blood everywhere, but several factors reduce that effect. Bedding absorbs blood. The attacks occurred quickly. The killer exited before major pooling occurred. Clothing may have absorbed the transfer. Even though the crime was extremely violent, the blood evidence may have remained localized to the bedrooms, more to the bedrooms than people expect. Strong clothes for your life. When investigators reconstruct a crime like this, they're not just asking who did it. They're asking how the offender moved through the environment. Which room first, which victim last, where blood began, and where it ended. Because those details can turn a chaotic crime scene into a timeline. And all in this case, the order of the rooms may be one of the most important clues investigators have. The freeze response, why someone may see a killer and not call 911.
Okay, I'm going to read this one and then we're going to go on to the next topic.
Okay.
One of the most controversial aspects of the Idaho 4 case involved the account of the surviving roommate who reported seeing a masked man inside the house. Many people ask the same question. If you saw a stranger in your house after hearing noises, why wouldn't you immediately call the police? To understand that, we need to talk about something called the freeze response. It's one of the least understood survival instincts humans have. The four human survival responses most people know, the phrase fight or flight, but neuroscientists now recognize four primary survival responses when the brain detects danger. There's fight, there's flight, and there's freeze, and there's fawn, or appeasement. The freeze response occurs when the brain becomes overloaded with the threat signals. Instead of attacking or running, the brain temporarily locks the body in place. This is not a conscious decision. This is an automatic neurological reaction. When a person perceives a possible threat, the amygdala, the brain's fear center, activates. This triggers surge of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. In extreme situations, the brain can enter into a state called tonic immobility. This state can cause inability to move, inability to speak, slowed thinking, confusion about what is happening. People experiencing this often describe it like feeling they were watching events happen but unable to react. Why freeze is common in the nighttime incidents? The freeze response is especially common when events occur late at night during sleep cycles when the brain is partially awake. When someone wakes suddenly to unfamiliar sounds, the brain may struggle to interpret what's happening. The mind may attempt to explain the situation in normal terms. For example, maybe it's just a roommate. Maybe someone brought a guest home. Maybe I misheard something. This process is called cognitive normalization. The brain tries to make sense of strange events in a way that doesn't immediately trigger panic. Adding darkness and confusion, imagine the conditions at night. The house is dark. People are used to others move around late at night. Noise in a college house isn't unusual. Then suddenly you see someone unfamiliar walking past your door. The brain may register something is wrong, but still struggle to process the full reality. That delay is comprehension can last minutes or even hours. Another important factor is how the brain processes memory during stress. High adrenaline can distort memory in several ways. We talked about that with the Mandela effect. Time may feel slowed or sped up. Details may become unclear. The brain may focus on specific features. In this case, the roommate reported noticing bushy eyebrows. That kind of detail is actually consistent with trauma memory. The brain locks onto one visual feature while other details fade. Why people sometimes don't call the police immediately after a traumatic event? People often enter a phase of shock or disassociation. During this time, they may retreat to their room, try to convince themselves nothing is wrong, fall into a state of emotional shutdown. This response is especially common when someone has no context for what they just witnessed. If the brain has not processed the situation as a homicide, the urgency may not fully register. This response has been documented in other cases. The freeze response has been documented in many violent crimes. Witnesses sometimes report hiding silently, staying still for long periods, delaying calls to the police. These behaviors often appear confusing from the outside, but from a neurological standpoint, they are well documented survival reactions. Law enforcement and behavioral analysts are familiar with these reactions. They do not assume that someone who froze or delayed calling the police was acting suspiciously. Instead, investigators evaluate consistency of the account, physical evidence, timeline of the event. The freeze response is considered a normal trauma reaction. When we look at human behavior during violent events, it rarely follows the script people imagine. The brain is not always logical under stress. Sometimes people run, sometimes they fight, and sometimes the brain simply freezes, not because the person chose to do nothing, but because their nervous system was overwhelmed. Understanding that response helps explain how someone could witness something terrifying and still struggle to process what they just saw. Thank you for that. Nina, you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, what do you think about that?
I think the best thing that I've seen on how someone could react to that and not call the law. I think she called the police. No, I don't know. The lady that you showed the video that happened, and she thought that her roommate had thrown up
Yeah,
and that it didn't register that it was blood until the emergency people got there.
exactly. She thought that
That to
her
me is the
roommate had
best
vomited. Yeah,
explanation.
of course, because she had a first case. I mean, I spoke of being on the stand and freezing up. I went into fight or flight. I went
Right,
into a frozen shock phase. Did I do it on purpose? No. Did I know the information? Of course, but I didn't choose to do what I needed to do because my brain shut down on me.
right.
It's possible. Probable? Yes. So before I start this next portion of our live, I hope that you're enjoying it so far. If you are, you're new to the channel, or you just like the content. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like Nina. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. You know, there's different variations of avenues that I do investigate deeper than the surface on, and I try not to instill my own opinion to make people guilty or not guilty. You notice not one time did we say Koberger's name during that whole thing.
Nope.
So if you want to put alternative perpetrators, put them in that PowerPoint and show how they would have had those moments happen. Who it was, who could have had the most opportunity to do that. How did it happen? Did they get any of their DNA? Did they have any of their stuff? Do it that way. and see if you get the same result, that Koberger wasn't culpable. Hey, I don't care at this point, honestly. I really don't. I'm just trying to present something new because there's so much stuff out there where there's just more questions than answers. So I'm just trying to help a little bit to give some answers. You know what I mean? Nothing more, nothing less. This is quite disturbing, and
Oh,
before I do play this, I want to tell you that I'm not playing this to advocate or to convict. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Okay? I want y'all to know that because, you know, you may not like what's said or what you perceive, but at the end of the day, I never say that, but I don't know why I just did. When it's all said and done, we're all human beings and we're all fallible. We have extreme desires and wants and needs and urges. And just like serial killers, sometimes people succumb to their urges and to do things without thinking. I believe that, that could have happened and it ruined a good thing. Let's take a look.
Hey, Thomas. Yeah. Hey, how are you, man? Doing all right. I'm Sonic with Oklahoma Predator Prevention. I need to talk to you about who you've been talking to online, Thomas.
Okay.
All right. You want to sit out here, maybe? You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Thomas, it's going to be easier for you to be honest.
I mean, I know I've been talking to.
Thomas, be honest.
I'm being honest. I know I've been talking to a guy. He told me initially he was 24 years old when he started talking to me, and then he later told me he was 14. And I tried to stop it.
So at that point, what do you think, Nina?
stop talking
This
to him.
is this is Arctic Fox from Arctic Fox True Crime. He was a moderator for Dago's True Crime Cafe for a long time. He branched off to other channels. I don't know every place he was at because I didn't know him that well, but I know that he was a big part of Dago's channel, True Crime Cafe with Dago or whatever, as long as some other people. So um, he said he thought he was 24. Then he told him he was 14. Nina said he should have stopped at that point. If you agree with that, type it in the chat. Let me know.
Conversation, but he kept edging it on and edging it on. So last night I didn't call him at all. I didn't text him at all. I did text him a little bit this morning, but he was the one that started making everything go where it was supposed to go. And
the notes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How long you been talking to him?
just a couple of days, weeks, maybe a week, maybe two.
How old are you?
I'm 49.
49. Okay. What do you have in common with the 14?
Like I said, he came to me, said he was gay and he didn't have anyone to talk to, and that he just wanted to be friends. And that's
did you ask him? You wanted to know what kind of boxers he wore?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did you say you wanted to see him in his sweats with no underwear?
He said he wanted to. He said if we met up, he would wear.
Are you hearing any accountability at this point, Nina?
No, I hear a 49-year-old man blaming a 14-year-old boy.
That's what I'm hearing.
Now,
Thomas, you're shaking. Yeah.
I knew about the boxers, but I did not know. Like I said, I tried to watch this all the way through last night. I couldn't do it.
Right.
I watched enough to form my own opinion because I didn't want to go by hearsay or, I wanted to watch it myself. And when he sits there and says, if we met up, why would you be meeting up with a 14-year-old?
That's why I said what I said last night. It's none of my business. But then I watched it and I was like, oh, hell no, this needs to be exposed.
Look,
You know
I
what
will
I
be the
mean?
first one to say I went into it wholeheartedly wanting that it was misconstrued, it was misunderstood, it was taken out
Me
of
too.
context. He was
Me too.
mentoring.
But I mean, at this point, he's only talked to him what 5 minutes, and he's blaming the hell out of the victim.
We're not
Yeah,
here.
well,
We
here's
don't
the
mean no
thing. I
harm to
didn't
you.
text him.
All right, we're not
I
cops.
didn't
I have no
text him
affiliation with
yesterday. I
cops.
didn't text him last night. Now, I did text him today. Bitch,
Right.
please, why did you pick up that phone and text him again today?
It gets worse, Nina.
All right.
We just
These
want
cameras are
to,
for
you know,
everybody's safety. So after we leave here, you can't go punch yourself in the
I
face
mean,
and
you're
call the
not going to
cops.
bring the cops here or anything, are you?
Do you see cops here?
I mean,
Dude, I don't work with cops. What are you
Okay,
talking about,
okay.
man? So you also were telling him how to perform oral sex.
He asked, and I told him, yeah.
Okay. Is that something you should be teaching a 14-year-old?
Yeah, I remember when I was 14 years old, and I didn't have any support, and I remember what it was like being in the rural South. You know, you don't have
Right.
anyone to talk to.
No, I get it, man. You would tell people in the
They should have let him or told him to put on a shirt. I mean, I'm not the skinniest guy on the planet, but you know, I wouldn't have been in front of God and everybody without a shirt on. You know what I mean?
At this point, I'm probably thinking that he's probably like, I really don't care about my shirt right now.
Yeah. I mean, he's just volunteering information, though. I mean, he doesn't know who these people are. He knows they're not cops, but he's volunteering this information. I mean, it
See,
doesn't
I
make
mean, I guess that's what's sort of confusing about it is he said, we don't work with cops. Well, if you don't work
yeah,
with the cops, then why are you out doing this?
right. What business of
What's
yours
the
that you're
what's the punishment for this? Okay, we've got it on camera. We know who he is. We know he's exposed now. You know, and they prevented possibly a child molestation. You know,
right?
but how does he pay? How does he pay for the crime against that child of possibly grooming, possibly meeting up? You know, and I know we
Everything
can't
this
talk
man,
possibilities.
everything this man talks about and stands for, he totally went against it in his real life. So,
He hid behind the missing children.
how many other creators do we have on these platforms that do the same thing? They just haven't been exposed yet.
I mean,
You know, I
I,
heard I heard this other one say last night. He said, "How come all the guys that fit this profile have no necks?" And I just started laughing. That dude cracked me up last night when I didn't want to show their reaction video. I wanted to show this
right.
one. But he said that and he's like, they all have that same build, that same look. And I was like, you know, that dude's onto something. They really do. And he said, you know, they're always hyper vigilant about their cause. They won't let something go because they're presenting this as a front for everything they're doing behind the scene. That is so psychological right there. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, heck, how many kids are missing? I'm not going to say it.
Okay, let's continue to view.
part holding hands because he's your son.
He said that we were going to go rollerblading, and he said, I told him I can't rollerblade because I mean I'll fall down, and he said we could hold hands. I was like, well, that's not gonna.
Okay, yeah. No, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. You wanted to know if he was wearing socks.
Hold up. That 49-year-old man's going to go rollerblading?
100?
He
In the park and hold hands with the kid and say, well, this is my kid.
Okay.
What, Nina? Spit it out. They can't see you, so we don't know what you're thinking.
Number one, if I see that guy in a park holding hands with a boy, roller skating. I'm going to be praying that he falls on his ass, number one. And number two, I'm going to be looking for that signal behind that little boy's back, that they're supposed to do, you know, when they're being abducted or something,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
I'm gonna be looking for that, and
help,
then I'm probably just gonna follow them around.
help, 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 help. It gets
I don't
worse.
know, and that's being
Hey, I got
judgmental
socks on.
because I'm sure that there are good dads out there that do rollerblade with their sons. So I retract that
Well,
statement
I
because
mean,
that was wrong.
would he be rollerblading in a pair of tight shorts and without a shirt on and a bandana? What? I mean,
I don't know. Can we ask him what kind of boxers he wears?
let's move
On
on.
right now.
I told you. I mean, if
You
you
got
read,
socks on?
if
Yeah.
you read the full context of the conversation, you'll
Oh, I
see-
got that. I got
Okay.
that. I got that as well. These are just some little clip notes.
I mean,
kind of going over. We'll go over
I
all that
was
here. in a
never
minute.
gonna meet him or anything. He kept pushing me to, and I kept coming up with reasons why I couldn't. So,
You asked if he liked fingering himself in the shower.
oh my God, he
No.
started talking about how scared he was about.
Did you hear what he just asked them? Nina,
Why don't you repeat it, Gage?
let me just
For
replay it.
those in the back. For those in the back.
Here we go.
Oh my God, he started talking about how scared he.
Hey, I got socks on right now.
I told you. I mean, if
You
you
got
read,
socks on?
Yeah.
if you read the full context of the conversation, you'll
Oh, I
see-
got that. I got that. I got that as well. These are just some little clip notes.
I mean,
kind of going over. We'll go over
I
all
was
that here. in a
never
minute.
gonna meet him or anything. He kept pushing me to, and I kept coming up with reasons why I couldn't. So,
You asked if he
Wow.
liked fingering himself in the shower.
oh my God,
Fingering
he
himself.
started talking about how scared he was about having an accident on someone his first time when he had sex. And I told him, well, the easiest way to prevent that is to go into the shower and,
Again, this kid.
Well, let just for the sake of mentorship, okay? The kid's gay, he's gay, obviously. Could you have been kind of preparing him for
Okay, number one, I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now, okay?
okay.
I have a 17-year-old granddaughter that was struggling with being a lesbian.
All
So, of
right.
course, she comes to me and Marty because she was raised with me and Marty being lesbians. So, she comes to us. Not one
Okay.
time did I ever tell that girl how to satisfy her girl or how to manipulate a clit or anything like that.
Right.
I never told her to go practice in the shower to get her mama's dildo or anything like that. I mentored her on how to be accepted, how to not, put yourself out there, how to, you know, maybe accept who you are and that, stuff like that on the feelings that she was having because she didn't understand it. I did not mentor her on the sex of it.
So does this sound like a predator or does it sound like a mentor? That's what I'm asking.
No, that sounds like a groomer.
Okay.
Is 14
I
years
know.
old.
And like I said, I'm just
Do you have
trying.
children?
No.
I have children. I have children around that age.
But like I said, I was just
And if
trying.
I went through one of my kids' phones and found the conversation you were having with one of my kids talking about fingering their ass and all that, none of this shit would be
What?
here. Just me by myself would be here. You know what I mean?
I get it. And
Be
like,
lucky this was us, and I don't think he has a father. His mother sent us all this stuff over. But hell, she's mean as hell too. What if they wanted to come over here and take matters in? You're playing with fire, right?
yeah, I know. I mean, his mom's probably going to call the cops and everything if she send it over to you.
Um,
I mean, I
He did not sound like a 49-year-old man right there. He sounded like every adolescent kid that I've ever counseled. You're probably going to call the cops on me now that I've told you something that I'm going to get in trouble for. There's no accountability there. He's actually 50. He's not 49. He's 50. But, he said he was 49. Can we honestly ever believe anything a YouTuber says after this? And he's not the first YouTuber. Let me make that clear. What do you think, Nina?
I'm gagging.
Gets worse.
And I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken because look, people need to understand this guy was a friend. I mean, I talked to him off the app. I talked to him, I mean, super guy. I mean, I had so much respect for him for, his platform and, helping find the missing kids and and I don't know.
I was
And
I was willing I was willing to team
it's
up
not
with
about
you.
me. It's not about me, but were there any red flags? Were there anything that we missed? Was there anything that could have
See, I don't know. I don't know if any of the other people that work with him closely even saw any red flags. I mean, I'm not going to name them on here, but there's plenty of people that I know that were close with him
right?
because
But I mean, that's the thing about it is now you're second guessing your reliability of how you see people and because this one floored me. This one totally floored me.
it is horrible. But the man needs to be exposed for no other reason than what are all those people that were associated with him all of a sudden turning their backs, or are all those people that associated with him and associated with the other creators, are they holding those creators accountable? Because the true crime community does have a double standard. You know, you fuck them over, they'll shun you for a little bit, and then they'll just annihilate you to anybody and everyone, try to kill your channel. But they give certain passes to certain people. There's a
Well,
double standard there.
I think a lot of this one could be. Just like I sat here and said, I was friends with the guy. I talked to him off the app and
Oh, you're
everything.
just as
So
bad
a
as
lot
him
of
then.
people,
You're just as bad as him then.
right? I think that could be what a lot of people is afraid of. Is that, oh well, I'm not going to say anything because then I'm going to be judged. I'm not defending his actions. I'm
Well, I'm
saying
not
I
either.
had no idea.
I'm not either. And there are
But you
some
know what I'm
creators
saying?
that come out
I
out
think a
saying,
lot of people are walking away from it because they don't want to be put in the same. I'm just one of them people that I messed up and I missed something. You know, I mean,
but you know what? At the same time, Nina, you're willing to fight for a man's freedom that you don't even know, day in, day out. But yet, you knew this man. You talked to this man. He was a mod for your channel. He was mods for people all over YouTube. Everybody
right,
knew him. He had 17,000 subscribers.
right.
And now everybody's crickets. Like, it's no big deal. You're either part of the
Hey,
problem, right? You're either
I'll
part
be
of the
the
problem.
first to say I'll be the first to say when I did my mess up, shoot, there was people for miles annihilated that was around me. You being one of them.
You're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. You either stand for this or you stand against it. There is no gray line here. It isn't, oops, I accidentally, because we're going to play the rest of it. It isn't, oops, I accidentally bumped into this guy thinking he was 24 when he told me he was 14. At that point, what should this man have done? Any man on the planet who's 49 years old, I don't care if they're gay, I don't care if they're a sheep, I don't care what they are. You don't mess with a 14-year-old boy. You don't. Let's go.
Don't.
You told him to borrow his mom's dildo. Explain that
Oh
one.
my God. Okay. he said, oh my gosh, it's the context. He was talking about, I'm trying to remember how that came about. He said he wanted to know what it felt like, and I told him that he needed to order a dildo or go to Christie's Toy Box and get one or something like that. And then he said, no, I'm afraid she'd find it. So I said, well, you could borrow one of your mom's.
Okay. Then it said, this is kind of strange.
Hold up.
You told him to use a cucumber instead of a banana.
Hold
Why
up.
the hell would you use a banana?
He said,
How the hell is a 14-year-old gonna go buy a dildo? I mean, you have to show ID to get into those kind of places.
No.
Was he
I don't
gonna
know.
take him shopping?
You know, trauma exists in people's lives. I've known countless people. He's going to admit something here in a little bit, but it doesn't permit you to hurt other people because you've been traumatized. It doesn't. Abuse doesn't give you the right to hurt other people. There's countless people that have been abused and traumatized that have never hurt another person. Do you agree?
Wow. 100%.
said banana. He said he was going to use banana, and I was like, no, you don't want.
Wouldn't that get all mushy in the butt?
Exactly. Anyway, but yeah, I mean.
And then right here, the next note was basically you just said it. You told him to buy a 5-inch dildo. Why 5-inch?
He said he didn't want to. He said he didn't want to start off with anything too big.
Well, he's 14. You think this kid should even be doing any of this shit?
Don't. I'm just. Oh my God. I was trying to get rid of him. I did so many times.
You said,
I tried to get rid of him, but I
cute in
texted him
socks.
today.
What about mine? Do my feet look cute?
Oh my God. Stop.
I tried to get rid of him, but I was giving him sexual advice.
Oh my God. You may want to just keep me muted.
Are my feet cute? Is there anything I can do to make my feet better?
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. Dude.
Thomas,
You
you're
like to
into
lick armpits?
you're into true crime.
Yeah.
You got a YouTube channel? How many subscribers you got?
A few.
17,000.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Dude, you think I didn't do my homework on my way over here?
What is your YouTube channel?
Huh?
What is it called?
I'm not gonna say.
Arctic?
Arctic something. Okay.
Arctic something. I'll get it in. Damn, dude, you might be doing a story about yourself here pretty soon, huh?
I'm not ever gonna talk to anyone on my.
Hey, you didn't answer my question, man. Do my feet look good in these socks, man?
They look fine.
Oh, thank you so much, man. I'm glad I got your approval.
Wow.
Would you like to lick my armpit? Because it says right here you like to lick armpits.
Enough.
You don't want to lick it?
No, stop.
Ew.
I'm just going on. It says you like to lick
I'm
these.
telling you, this kid started.
He likes to lick armpits. I didn't even know a fetish existed like that. Did you know about licking armpits, Nina?
Well, hell, maybe he can lick in between the toes too.
He has a toe fetish, obviously. I feel I'm conflicted because as a therapist, I feel for him, but as a human being, I'm pissed off at it. You know what I'm saying? Do you get me, Nina?
No, because I'm not a therapist.
That's why I'm conflicted.
I mean,
This shit, and I tried to get rid of
I'm
it.
just pissed off.
Okay.
Damn, man.
Would want to lick the boy's armpit. This is a quote from you. I ain't gonna lie, it's definitely breaking me up talking about meeting at a hotel. So,
But I wasn't.
y'all were gonna meet at a
What the
hotel?
hell did
No,
he just
you're
say?
not gonna meet at a hotel. If you read
Well, it
through,
says you were getting bricked up.
He wanted to grease him up and meet him at a hotel? I don't know. That's what it sounded like.
I think he said it's bricking me up. Like,
But look at his unconscious cues. He's playing with his nipples while he's talking about this.
He's pulling his chest hairs.
Yes. While he is talking about this, he is unconsciously like,
Yeah.
yeah. That's an unconscious response right there.
I'm thinking about it.
If you read through everything, if I told him we would have to meet at a public place.
Okay.
If we
would
ever
take
met.
his socks off and
Wait,
rub his.
Okay,
wasn't
we're
that
done.
quote from Arctic
We're done?
Fox about meeting at the
Okay,
motel?
I don't know. Hold on.
The little boy didn't say that to him. That was
I
him
ain't
saying it
gonna
to the little
lie.
boy,
It's
right?
definitely
Here it is.
breaking me
Okay.
up, talking about meeting at a hotel. So,
But I wasn't going.
y'all were
Okay,
gonna meet
this
at a
is-
hotel?
No, we're not going to meet at a hotel. If you read
Well, it
through,
says you
if
were
you-
getting bricked
if
up
you-
and thinking about it.
if you read through everything, if I told him we would have to meet at a public place.
Okay.
If we
would
ever
take
met.
his socks off and rub his.
Okay, we're done.
We're done?
We're done.
Okay. We might be done, but you're not gonna be done.
Okay, what?
Are we done?
Look, the chats are pretty concerning.
They are concerned,
Okay, so
but it's
we hope that we can get this worked out with you instead of
well, yeah.
bringing other
I mean,
people in.
basically,
I mean, you seem like an all right guy if you're really into true crime and all that. You know, that helps people, those journalists and
I
stuff like
told
that.
him 1,000 times I didn't want to have these types of conversations with him because I knew it was wrong to have that type of conversation with him, but he kept taking it there. I knew that, and this is the exact type of thing that.
Did you send anything to him? Any sexual stuff?
I sent him a picture of me with my shirt off.
You sent him any videos?
No.
No porno
Oh
videos.
my God! I sent him links.
Yeah. You know that's distributing porn to a minor?
He sent porn link. Oh,
Really? You gave porn to.
And then he says, at least I didn't send him my penis pic. Is that how they help people in the South, Nina?
F you.
I'm in the South too. I mean,
It ain't my southern roots.
hey, this is Arkansas right here. We're talking about right here, Arkansas.
A minor. What do you mean?
I
you
can't
didn't
believe that
think
the
about
feds
it?
are not getting him for sending porn to
I've read
a
through your
child.
chats. I did.
It gets worse.
You did not send your dick.
No.
That's great. Yeah, honestly, that's great. But you know what? Those videos you sent in are just as bad as if you sent your dick. Make sense? Huh?
I did. And like I said, I mean, I was trying to get rid of him. And
You want to go live on your YouTube channel real quick?
no, I do not.
Why not?
I'm not going to go live on
And
my
just kind of explain to them what's going on?
I'm not going to go live on my channel. In fact, after this, I'll probably delete my channel.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be good for me to be on your YouTube anyway. I'll probably get you banned. I've been banned over there. If I get on anybody's YouTube video, they're going to get banned. So, hey, let's kill two birds with one stone. You're going to end it anyway. Let's go live.
I don't even have many, no. But, I mean, I told him, I said, I don't want to have these conversations because this is the very type of thing that I was afraid was going to happen.
So then why did you continue?
He kept pushing it and pushing it.
You
And I know
are an
better.
adult.
I know I'm an adult. But I also, oh my God, and this is entrapment.
Entrapment, no, that's a law enforcement term, and I've done told you we are not law enforcement. You should know. You're a little dusty on your crime shit, huh? Because I want you to look up entrapment and see what that means.
So were y'all like working with this kid or something to try to
His mother messaged my group and sent me all this shit that you've been sending her son.
Yeah, well, I guess her son said.
Oh, so are we blaming the son?
No, I'm not blaming the son. I mean,
He's in a world of trouble as well.
Probably
So.
getting his ass beat with a fucking extension cord about like that one.
I mean, I can assure you it'll never happen again. That's for damn sure.
Well, you want to know what my question literally is? These cameras have been in front of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people's faces.
This-
All right?
Yeah.
How many of you fucking people are we going to have to throw in prison before y'all quit fucking with our kids?
I have never touched a kid, and I would
It don't
never-
matter. That's just as bad, dude.
You know,
Kids don't-
this day and age, a kid doesn't even have to leave their fucking house or bedroom to be victimized online.
I know. I mean, there's people that, I mean, I've talked about it before on my channel even. These kids get lured out from Minecraft and all kinds of stuff online. If I'd never lure a kid to my house, I'd never go meet up with a kid or anything.
You said that you wanted to go, you have family out there in Oklahoma City and you would meet up with him. What are you talking about? You wasn't going to go meet him.
I wasn't going to go meet him. I said if we ever did meet, which I wasn't going to, I was trying to just appease him. I said it would have to be in a.
Does he not sound like some of the YouTube creators on here? He makes a statement and retracts. I said if I was going to meet him, I wasn't going to meet him, though. Come
He's
on,
trying to appease a 14-year-old boy. What's that 14-year-old boy going to do to him if he doesn't appease him?
And they make that point here in a minute.
Public place like the park or like a restaurant.
How are you going to prevent this from happening again?
I'm going to delete all the damn dating apps, and that's how I met him. He had a freaking dating app thing, and initially said he was 24. That's how.
What
this whole
was the
stuff
app?
started.
What was that? Or do you know?
I don't even remember the app.
Okay.
I know.
He didn't tell us. I just was wondering what it was.
Did it start with an A?
I don't even remember. I honestly
Well,
don't.
what all dating apps are you on?
I'm on one called Tammy. I'm on one called Meet Me. I think his profile was on that one too. I'm on a few.
You know what though? This ain't the first boy that you talked to, because about almost a year ago, another mother sent me a fucking profile on you, dude. And I'm pretty sure it was from that Tammy app, dude.
No, because I've only had that app for like a month.
Well, it might have been something else, but you look very familiar.
No.
That your files came across my desk before in the past.
I swear, no. And I tried to cut it off as soon as I found out that he was 14. I said, hey, I mean, I can't do this. You're a kid, man.
Why did you continue entertaining it? Like I asked you, you got anything in common with him?
No, not really. I mean, I was just, like I said, I guess it was that deal where I remember what it was like to be a teenage kid, grown up gay, in the South, and you ain't got no friends. That's basically what it was. I was just trying to be support.
Like a mentor?
Not like a mentor, but like someone he could talk to, just give an ear to him.
Like a groomer?
Do you think your supporters would understand?
No, I don't. I really don't.
Do they invest money into your channel and stuff?
No, I'm not
How much you
monetized
make?
at all.
Okay.
You're not monetized with 17,000 followers,
No,
subscribers.
I'm not
Why?
monetized because I'm not here to make money off the backs of missing kids. I'm here to try to bring missing kids home.
Well, you told him in here that you do make money off of here, and it's not much, but you make all right at living, is what you said.
I do make an all right living.
Off of YouTube,
Not
correct?
off of YouTube, no.
You're stupid for not.
I may be. I mean, I could have easily monetized ages ago, but
What's up with Zangy?
huh?
Zangy? Do you have that app?
I might. I don't know. I don't think so.
Chick.com.
Nope.
OPP.
No, you don't have Telegram?
Underscore.
Nope.
You ever had it?
Oklahoma.
Don't think
What
so.
about the Zangy?
In this.
No.
You're
Y'all
kind of
come over there.
thinking a little bit.
No, I've never. No.
You use encrypted apps?
No. Like I said, I've got plenty of fish. I've got Meet Me. I've got Match. I've got that Tammy app.
You made very many.
Dude, you're
guys
probably
on
like
there.
probably the most famous person in Van Buren, huh?
Who?
This guy with the 20,000 subscribers
Yeah,
or followers or whatever it is.
17.
But you know what's scary about that, Nino? Not necessarily just his position. how many other people who are preying on young children are on no dating apps?
Oh, that definitely 100%.
On those gaming sites. It gets worse. Listen.
No, that's the only apps I got. I mean, hell, I don't even have Instagram on my phone.
Let me turn your vibrate
I'm
off.
gonna grab my drink off the floor. Cool.
I'll get it.
Huh?
I can get it for you.
My monster?
I know he didn't say,
You
let
like-
me
you
turn
got
the
a monster in
vibrating
there?
off.
Because mine's getting hot out there, dude.
We didn't know if we were at the right place or not, man. It's hard to find.
It's not
Van Buren, Arkansas.
Is that like your YouTube room?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
just a bunch of junk.
Hell yeah, man. So when were you gonna cut this off with him?
Cut it off today. I haven't really talked to him except for and I made an excuse. If you read it, I said that the speaker went out on my phone and I couldn't talk to anyone on the phone, and I told him that because I didn't want to talk to him on the phone anymore.
What was y'all's phone calls consist of?
I mean, not much. I talked to him about what he did in school and stuff like that, and asked him stuff like what his favorite color was, what his favorite foods were, and stuff like that.
Well, I'm gonna let you know his mother had those phone calls recorded as well. I heard some of them. You asked him how far he shoots. Did you not?
I may have, I don't remember.
Why would you ask a 14-year-old
Hold up,
about
hold
that?
up, hold up, hold up. This has nothing to do with blaming the little boy. But
I had no
what's
clue
going
what that
on that the
meant.
mama is, huh?
What does that mean? How far he shoots?
No, but they said that the mother was recording his phone calls.
I guess she was gaining evidence on trying to arrest this man.
Oh, okay. It wasn't just she always records the son's phone calls.
No, I think she was
Okay.
like onto the kid and she
Yeah.
was trying to get
Okay,
evidence.
so she was gathering evidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what does that mean? How far you shoot?
Gage.
So you said
Yeah.
you do make plenty of money. What do you do then? Are you on Social Security?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Saying you're doing pretty good for yourself, huh? You think that's doing pretty good for yourself?
No, I don't. And I mean,
Why don't you work, Thomas?
got rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia, PTSD, and
Okay.
borderline personality disorder.
Okay.
You're not a vulnerable victim, are you?
No.
Did you say, Haley, I'm not a vulnerable victim?
Haley, I'm not a vulnerable victim.
Okay, now can you say, I've been exposed by OPP?
I've been exposed by OPP.
You're so kind, man.
Can I go now?
You can do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm like I said, I can't detain you. I'm not a cop. I'm just here to ask you some questions.
I've answered a lot of questions for
I
you.
want to know where all this stems from.
I don't know. I mean,
Were you molested as a child?
yeah.
Okay. That fuck you up?
How old are you? You said 50?
Yeah, I just turned 50, I guess, March 2nd.
So you're 50, and what age were you when that happened? If you want to get into it, you don't have to. I mean,
Were you ever taken advantage of when you were younger? But I mean, you were like willing to do it, but you were basically taken advantage of by older people?
I was taken advantage of when I was 12 years old.
okay.
By how old was that person?
40, I think.
Would you say
It's
that
almost the same thing here, man.
Who did that damage you?
It was a neighbor.
Okay.
No, he
But
said
like,
it
you
did
know,
not.
like your
Well,
mindset.
A lot of stuff did my mental health damage to me, but
Okay. So you're 50 years old. It happened when you're 12.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's a lifelong punishment. If you know what I mean, you know.
like I said,
You the people who have been victimized, they got to be the ones to turn the cycle around,
I
dude.
know. And like I said, I was just trying to give him an ear to talk to. And I know I said some stuff that I shouldn't have said on there, but that's kind of, again, I'm not trying to blame him, but
Quit minimizing it, dude. Take accountability. That's the worst part right there, you know?
How many kids have you talked to online before?
he's the only one.
I'm telling you, I've seen your face before.
I'm telling
man.
you haven't, because I haven't been talking to anyone online. And I
I'm
would
like
started,
99.99999% sure your file has been.
and I wouldn't
on
have
my
even
desk before.
talked to him. Like I said, I mean, I saw his dating profile, and
You haven't ever talked to any other Oklahoma boys?
No,
Ever.
no,
Ever.
no.
Hey, did you see Jeff's last
When I
comment?
get back home, I'm going to dig through my files, man. I'm almost certain this guy's files came across my desk before. But, what you shaking for, man?
I'm not shaking. I mean,
How can you convince me this won't happen again?
I'm gonna tell you right now. As soon as I get in there, I'm deleting all those dating apps off my phone.
I mean, you having dating apps ain't a problem. What the problem is if you were talking to an adult, a grown person, I wouldn't be here.
I know.
So you being on those apps
And
ain't
if
a
he
problem.
thought
The
that he
problem
was
is when
24
somebody
and
tells
not
you how
told
old
that
they
he was
are.
14, it would be different.
Right.
You know, if the boy had never told him his real age, and he honestly thought he was talking to a 24-year-old guy that was new to being gay, you know, stuff like that. But he knows for a fact when he keeps talking to him that he's 14.
And he keeps adding to the conversation. He doesn't say, quit fucking talking to me or, you know, block him or whatever. There's multitudes of things he could have done.
Right. And like Jeff said about talking to these guys, I have to wonder if he's trying to just brush them off. So I think he's trying to keep them from calling the police. That if he pisses them off, they're going to go straight to the cops.
Right, right. But I mean, I would have told him to get fucked or get off my property.
They're underage. What are you supposed to do?
I should have immediately cut it off, and I felt bad for the kid, and that's my bad. That's my bad for feeling bad for the kid and letting the conversation continue. I know I should have shut that shit off right off Jump Street as soon as he said he was 14 years old.
So you said you don't want to monetize off of missing children.
No.
So how many of those missing children, per se,
Listen
go
to that.
missing because of something possibly like this scenario?
Well, it wouldn't be like this scenario because I wasn't going to meet up with.
We're not saying you.
But I'm saying hypothetically.
I mean, I've covered a lot
you know?
of cases where people get, like I was talking about, Roblox and those online games and stuff. That's yeah.
And the kid comes up missing.
The kids will a lot of times go missing, and
Yeah,
that was
because
a case that
a guy that lures them from the internet has their way with them. They take advantage of them, and then they fucking panic because they think that that's the witness right there. So they got to get rid of the witness.
Well,
that's how kids come up.
That's part of it right there. And then there's, we had a situation here in Arkansas. Even there was a guy, his daughter had been lured by a predator. They put the predator in jail, released the predator. Guy finds out that his daughter's back with the predator, calls law enforcement.
Yeah, Lonoke County.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been there.
Sheriff.
Well, he's
They're
one
going
of
to be
the
the sheriff.
primary anyway.
We've been there.
Yeah.
Just left another guy's house. Where were we?
Fayetteville.
Just left another guy's
I
house.
would love to know if he plays Roblox
Wagner,
and Minecraft and all that.
You know, listening to this, Nina, can you see Koberger doing the same thing with the cops?
Keeping talking and stuff, yeah.
Just the same thing he's doing. Isn't that what we heard Koberger did? He was
Yeah, we've
asking
always said that
questions.
if he starts talking, he won't shut up.
But think about this. He asked that one cop, "Hey, after this, you want to go get some coffee?" How that, I mean, I'm looking at this, I'm like, I feel bad for him, but I don't feel bad for him. I'm pissed off at the situation. And I'm like, why did you throw it all away? What, I don't know if this was his first time or not, or just the first time he got caught, one or the other. What do you think?
But do we know that it's his first time getting caught?
Not true.
We don't know his record.
Well, he claimed to only been arrested once. They
Yeah, I
asked
was
him,
only arrested once too,
they asked him these questions. Let's go.
We'll go
and that
anyway.
day.
So again,
Let me clarify, I was not
well,
arrested for this.
do you meet very many grown men on that?
I mean, I talked to some grown men.
So you have no issue finding grown men on there, right?
No.
Okay. So it wasn't that you were lonely that you talked to this boy.
I told you, I was trying to be a support.
Is that your problem?
What?
To support somebody that you don't know. Is that kid your problem?
No, he's not my problem.
Okay. So is it worth you getting in trouble, sending fucking porn and all that shit to him just to be his support?
No.
The news article will read
You got a father.
Thomas McCauley, true fox crime.
How would your father feel about this if he was alive?
He could hate it.
You see that light?
There you go. This thing's not focusing for some reason. There you go.
Hey Gage, my channel's full. Do you see that?
I see that. Jesus.
Hey, welcome in everybody. Welcome in.
Have you ever had 7-Eleven?
Like you said, you weren't going to bring the cops into it.
Did you see me call anybody? Hey, no, Please don't go. No, please do not go in right now.
I gotta at least let my mom know what's going on.
You'll have plenty of time for that. He's probably just going to take a report.
Somebody said he looked like he's on steroids. Wow.
Are you on Discord?
I am, but I'm only on I can only subscribe to True Crime Discords on there.
You're not like in no gaming things with kids? You got nieces or nephews?
I do.
How would you feel? How old are they? Are they about this age?
They're in their 20s.
Okay, well, they were 14 at one time. How would you feel
I'd feel awesome.
somebody doing this to your 14-year-old nephew?
I mean,
You're not like in a Roblox Discord or anything?
no, sir. I'm not a gamer at all. I can't stand video games.
What did I miss? Is somebody in the driveway?
The popo just pulled up.
Oh heck! I was reading my fan club's messages. I missed the popo.
Hold on. He's about to
Oh
freak
wow!
out.
No wonder he got quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah.
We just got pulled
Wow.
over by that cop right before we got here. We ran a stop sign. He's pretty nice, man. He gave us a warning. He might give you a warning too.
I don't want to go to jail.
He might just
Nobody
give you
wants
a
to go to
warning,
jail.
dude.
Have you ever been to jail?
One time
For
for a
what?
hit and run accident.
Okay.
I was a stupid kid. I was 18 years old. It was the first wreck I'd ever been in.
He got put in jail for a wreck.
You like Kanye West?
Hell no.
Are you kidding me, dude? He's fucking great, dude. He's got this one song I really, really like. It goes, guess who's going to jail tonight? Guess who's going to jail tonight? God gonna post my bail tonight.
Oh, that was just so wrong.
Priors, do you have any priors? Well,
And
that
so
one
right.
time. Well, that one time.
He's getting under his skin. What?
What's going on, sir?
I don't know. Oh, here we go.
Predator hunters showed up here. I met a guy on a dating website. Initially, I thought he was 24 years old. It turned out to be that he was 14 years old. I tried several times to stop the conversation with the kid. He kept persisting. And like today, I finally set it off altogether. I put him out that the speaker was broke on my phone, that I couldn't talk on the phone anymore or anything like that. And I know that, there's some stuff in that, there's text messages that was really bad. I never was going to meet up with the kid. And I said, if we ever did meet, it would have to be in a public place, like a restaurant or a park or something like that. But I would never meet up with the kid at all.
What's your name, sir?
Thomas?
Thomas? You ever been in trouble before, Thomas?
No.
Never been arrested.
One time, I think ages ago, it was a hit and run accident. I lived in Oklahoma City.
What's your last name?
Macaulay, C-A-U-L-E-Y.
A-U-L-E-Y? Who's the CEO of here?
My mom.
What's your date of birth, Thomas?
March 2nd, 76.
Y'all need anything else? Okay. We got our supervisors coming up here. Y'all don't mind if y'all.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yep. And you got us as long as you need us, sir.
All right. Am I under arrest? No, right now. So, what else are we going to talk about?
Damn, look how soft. Feel how soft that ground is?
Yeah, dude, I'm seeing. Van Buren PD.
And there's another one down there, dude. Van Buren PD chat.
Tripod is right here.
I'm going to, let's see. What'd he say when he seen the cop?
Huh?
What'd he say when he seen the cop? I knew you.
Y'all weren't calling him. I said, did you see me call anybody? Then I seen that other cop pull up. I go, man, he just pulled me over. Pulled us over. That guy. I go, he's really cool, man. He gave us a warning. He'll probably give you one too. See?
Mm-hmm.
It gets worse here in a minute.
Well, we're YouTubers
Worse?
too, man.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
He ain't the only
No, we're
famous.
kickers.
He ain't the
I
only
told you
famous
I didn't
YouTuber
watch
around
this,
here.
remember?
I'm fucking famous too, man.
Damn, you took that fucking.
He's smoking like a train over there.
I got it. You'll be on there. Yeah, I have to he has it down.
Okay.
Sure do. I've
And
been
you're-
doing this
you're-
8 years, sir. I
Okay.
understand. I've thought about every ands, ifs, what ifs, or
You know,
whatever.
But the problem is, we can't prosecute.
Why not?
Without us starting the investigation.
Why not? I just got. Is the laws different here than it is in Fayetteville?
No.
It's the same laws, though. It's Arkansas, right? No, hold
Calm
on,
down,
sir.
Tyler.
We just got a guy in Fayetteville an hour ago, sir. So what you're telling me makes no fucking sense.
Sure.
No, fuck that, dude. You'll be famous. Absolutely. I'm willing to cooperate 100%. Are you?
Not if you're doing this freelance without any.
I do this for conviction, sir. And can I get your badge number for the way you're coming in? What's your name and badge number, sir?
Obviously, you're probably doing.
Sir, what is your name and badge number, sir?
The majority of First Amendment auditors.
Sir, what is your name and badge number, sir?
My name's on my shirt.
Could you speak it? I can't read, sir.
Trying to make me too
Sir,
famous.
could you give me your name and badge number, sir?
Mark McGraw. That's the hand you mark.
Okay, what's your badge number?
Well, my employee number.
I know, but can you speak it verbally?
I'm sorry, you have a. I don't can't turn up your hearing aids.
You didn't say a badge number. You're going to pull a card out. What is your badge number, sir?
495.
495. Okay.
You know what? They haven't given me any current cards.
Oh, damn. That's
I'll find you one though.
Oh, I would appreciate that.
How about I write it on here?
Yeah, that would be great, sir.
Obviously, you're doing this for some sort of profit.
Obviously, I've been doing this for fucking 8 years. You know how many convictions I got, sir?
Am I
I probably got more convictions. No, I bet you came up here with a fucking attitude, man. Did you not? Did you not get out of your car with an attitude, sir?
Now, if
Sir,
anybody
did-
hears you cussing right now, I'll go with disorderly conduct.
Is that what you want to do?
Is this what you want to do?
I mean, you will look like a. It won't look good for you. Let's just say that, sir.
Continue cussing with me, I will arrest you.
Sir, did you not get out of your car with an attitude?
So he's willing to arrest him for disorderly conduct, but they let Arctic walk. What kind of sense
And that's
does
how
that
it.
make?
That's the end.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot to digest.
I told you it's wild.
But you know what I'm about to do. Something I do very well.
Are you gonna
Can you say
research?
research?
Yeah. Well, the next
So
live
this-
on this will go on your channel. I don't want to do any more of this on mine. I mean, I will. It doesn't matter to me. It's not that I'm afraid of anything. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I mean if the research, I mean anything, I mean I mean we've done what we needed to do.
I mean, usually people when they get, and I'm speaking for here in Texas, they get arrested for sexually enticing a minor by using electronic devices. That's a
Right.
felony. That's a felony.
Yeah, but I mean the sending porn, that's
Yeah,
the feds.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've seen the end of it. I really don't. But
Well, that's the
Yeah.
kind of research I was saying was I want to see what has happened since then.
well, it just happened the other day.
I know, but charges have got to be.
Yeah. I don't know. I just one thing that stuck with me is when they were saying people that are hyper vigilant over certain things Usually they're hyper vigilant and they won't let things go, and they get angry of opposition because they're scared of being exposed on the truth of who they really are.
Okay, so now if I'm not mistaken, that was Oklahoma protection, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and they are in Arkansas. Which I mean, I know they're right next door. I mean,
Arctic's in Arkansas, and
right.
that
The
group's
little
from
boy was in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Gotcha. Wow. Man, they put his real name out there and everything. They didn't bleep nothing out.
Date of birth, everything. It was
Yeah. Damn, I missed the date of birth.
March 2nd something. Just hit he
Oh
just
yeah, and
turned
he's
50.
50. Yeah, March
Just
7th, and
turned
he turned
50.
50 this year. Okay,
Yeah,
I
he
got you.
just turned 50. I mean, and people are probably going to have something to say about this. But all I can tell them, and I'm saying it out loud with my chest out, is you know what? Y'all harp on innocent victims all day long, families, everything else in the true crime community, but not one of you, not one, has any opposition toward this behavior. That is sickening on so many levels. I've only seen like 4 videos
Yeah,
being made about this.
right. Truth and
But everybody is
transparency.
out for justice in the true crime community. Where are you at reporting this? Why? Because you know the man, you had him on your channel, you broke bread with him. What? I heard this man even talk to the Proudfoots.
Right.
I didn't even know that. And
Yeah.
once again, Arctic, if you're watching this, I don't know you from Adam, but I believed in your cause, the missing children. I believed the other people that you were with. I don't believe in calling them out. People know who they are. But I believed in your cause because I was thinking about doing a missing children live with you guys on my panel at one point. Y'all never hit me up with it. But you know what? Allegedly, you committed a crime. You will see your day in court, I'm sure, if you were arrested. But according to that police officer, OPP you know, impeded an investigation. So you might get away with it. Maybe that's why people are pushing so hard. What do you think, Nina?
The police set him up.
Bad investigation by the police, right?
Yeah.
They set him up. Well, he said he was entrapped.
Yeah, it was entrapment. They set him up. That wasn't him on the phone. It wasn't him texting. Somebody stole
It
his
was
phone.
AI. Somebody stole his phone.
Yeah. Because, hey, he confessed. But we don't believe the people that confess.
Very true. Very true. Somebody was threatening him.
And again, like you said, Arctic Fox, if you're watching, believe me, I tried every way possible to find anything that would say it was a mistake, it was misconstrued, it was misunderstood, it was
Me too.
taken
Me
out
too.
of context. I tried every way possible. Gage tried every way possible. Dude, if there's something more to it and you're totally innocent, then
Get some
stand
help
on that foot and fight for it.
and get some help. If
Yeah,
you really
I
have a
mean,
problem, if you have a problem and you've identified it, get some help.
yeah, I mean, maybe this helped identify it. Go get some help,
Go get some help.
but don't hide behind missing children.
And quit blaming the 14-year-olds.
Yeah, yeah, let's take some accountability. I mean, I took my accountability. I mean,
I did too.
and I mean, that's the thing about it is, dude, you messed up. You know, just take accountability for it.
I have nothing left to say. I mean, thank you for being on
Yeah,
my channel tonight. You know,
thank you. I mean, it was, I knew it was going to be hard because, like I said, when I tried to watch it last night, I think I made it into maybe 10, 12 minutes, and I was just like, I couldn't do it. And so it was hard, but it was something that needed to be done.
and I'm calling all the true crime community out right now. You're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. If you have nothing to say about this, it means you excuse it because you refuse to talk about it. This is one of our own.
I totally agree.
Bury your head in the sand if you want. That makes you
It's
just as
true crime,
guilty.
y'all. It's true crime.
It makes you just as guilty as this man. But you're fighting for an innocent person who has already admitted he's in jail, he's in prison, he's pled. The only thing he's fighting for are better bananas and for people to quit bird calling them,
Did you have to bring up bananas?
Well, sorry. But maybe
He
he's using
doesn't want
maybe he's using
Coburg
bananas for that. Maybe he's using bananas for that by now, by this point.
Coburger does not want smashed bananas.
Yeah. I'm calling the true crime community out. Where are you at? Quit broadcasting on Coburger and Dylan and Bethany and all these other people. Here's one of your own that's been on your channels. Where do you stand on it? Because if you don't stand on anything, then your channel shouldn't mean anything to anybody. 10 toes deep on that one.
Did they flip a coin to decide heads, throw Dylan under the bus, or tails, discuss Arctic's antics?
Oh no. They want to stay away from it because they want to be fighting for the victims of a crime they know nobody about, but they're going to accuse everybody under the sun. Here we have an admitted person who admitted on camera what he did, and not a fucking person is talking about it. I saw JS for Justice talked about it. I saw her. Way to go, Jay.
Truth
Way
and
to go.
transparency.
Truth and transparency.
Uh,
YouTube
the one
streets.
that
YouTube
yeah,
streets.
yeah. That's the one I sent you. No, I
And
sent you
somebody
Jay for
else,
Justice.
um,
I saw 4 of them,
yeah, I saw 4 too.
and 2 of them were creators that I didn't know anything about.
I've never heard of them either. Way to go, guys.
So,
Way to go.
and I mean, to those that were friends, are still, I don't know, none of my business, friends with Arctic, and those that have had him on panel, me being one, I will tell you that this was hard, because you are calling out one of your own, you know, but us getting called out sometimes the accountability makes us a better person, I mean, and I'm talking for myself here, I mean, so
But you can't have a double standard, though. You can't say
right,
it's
you
only
can't,
good for some people, but it's not good for others. You can't
but I
excuse it.
mean,
You can't.
you can do it respectfully, I
Right.
mean, we didn't come on here just to dog him, you
We
know,
didn't.
come on, y'all, this could have been a whole lot worse.
Hmm.
And we don't know if it's ever been a whole lot worse.
True crime community, where you at? Leave the Coburger alone for a little while. Talk about something that really matters.
Talk
Because
about protecting kids.
human trafficking is real. Missing kids are real. And
Grooming
there's
is real.
yeah, and there are people that are actually preying on these children. Like that
And
man
that
said,
was grooming.
how many of you fucking people are we gonna have to put in jail until you leave our kids alone? Quote unquote from that man. That was some
But I
strong
don't care
words.
how, any way you slice it, that was grooming.
Yeah. What's 2 hours, Nina? You
Yeah.
have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. And the rest of you that were kind enough to stay for the 2 hours, thank you so much. If you're not a subscriber and you feel that this might be a channel that you can stand behind, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button. If you don't like me, that's fine. You don't have to like me to like the content. You don't have to like me because I can't keep my camera straight. But hey, there's some good stuff. Good stuff on the channel. As you can tell, we don't cut words here. We don't have trigger warnings. We don't have any of that stuff. This is a real channel. True crime community, do the right thing. You can't excuse us forever because there's some among us that are just as bad. They just haven't been caught. Maestro, cue that music.